where we examine the Disney Zone. This is Darth Brimstone, renovation of the Disney Zone.
Incoming!
This is Darth Brimstone. I guess this is my second video today, but you know what? I've just been, as I was scrolling through stuff again, just trying to find stuff to do some articles on and things like that. You know, what we generally do when we're looking for content, right? So, here's some things I came across which were really interesting, and you know what? I'm just gonna take you guys on a trip with me here. Because some of this stuff, I'm not gonna go too deep into the articles and stuff. We'll be here for hours. Because I can skim this stuff pretty quick and kind of know where it's going. But I will open up some of the really interesting ones. Like, Star Wars upcoming Dark Side show can set up the ultimate villain, the ultimate threat for Ahsoka. Okay, so basically they're doing what every other show does, using one show to set up another show. I already know that. I knew they were already going to do this. I don't even think they know who the villain is yet. It might be Abeloth, but I doubt it. The High Republic's greatest new Jedi shrines and awesome Star Wars art. Well, okay, yay. You know what? It's Disney. Of course they're going to make it look pretty because there's nothing else to it. That's how Disney works. It looks pretty, the story is shit, the characters are shit, and the seals go. Every time a little bit of nostalgia bait pops up, or, oh, they did the thing. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do, they did a thing. There's no fucking story. Ahsoka breaks a record that will easily... Okay, this I gotta see. Ahsoka breaks a record that Star Wars will easily destroy again in 2024. The 7th episode breaks a Star Wars live-action television record that will easily be surpassed next year when the Acolyte releases. So now they're actually tearing down one Disney show to bolster another Disney show. Isn't that wonderful? Rosario Dawson, you put your trust in really fucking nice people. Ahsoka's episode 7 showcases an emotional reunion. There was no fucking emotion in that. Sabine has no personality compared to what she had in Rebels. And Ahsoka is stone-faced through 99% of that show. The Acolyte series, okay. The episode Part 7, Dreams and Madness, has broken a special record for Star Wars live-action shows. But they still haven't told you what the fuck the special record is. Taking the time to enjoy the reunion. Sabine, however, is not. Yeah. We know what Sabine did. They finally made it to Peridia. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I don't need the whole plot of Ahsoka. Did we get to what the special record was? Now she's finally able to fulfill that promise. Seeing Ahsoka and Ezra and Sabine on screen at the same time has set an important record for Disney's live action. What? What was the point of that article? Somebody please tell me what the fuck the point of that article was. It was to ramble on about Ahsoka for a bunch of paragraphs. Talk about some emotional moment that never bloody existed. And I think they're implying that it was about viewership numbers, but they spent the whole article talking about Ahsoka's show and the fact that it's that. But Ahsoka finally locates Sabine and Ezra. They're fighting for their lives against Shin and Thrawn's night troopers. Fucking zombies. Call them fucking zombies. Because that's what the fuck they were. They were zombified stormtroopers that couldn't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. The three of them fighting together is a significant moment. Sabine can finally be considered a Jedi. She's a Jedi's Padawan and wields the lightsaber. And now she's even proven to be Force sensitive. Yeah, apparently nobody else ever saw this. Nobody else ever experienced it. Her life has been threatened 1,001 times. But she's Force sensitive now. Okay. Fine. You know what? Maybe if it was just a little bit of the Force. Oh, wait. She can toss Ezra Bridger a football field after he jumps half a football field. Okay, so she's like Anakin power now. Or Kanan power now. She could barely pull a lightsaber 30 seconds before, but okay. Well, yeah. Disney bullshit. So basically, that's that little shit show. Okay, after 46 years, Star Wars is finally telling a story from a Sith's perspective. Darth Bane, Darth Plagueis, Darth Revan, Vader, Palpatine. Do I need to keep going? I love how every single time Disney does anything now, they're the first to do it. Nobody's ever done it before. That's not how this works. If you read any of the books, you would know that we have done this many, 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 many times. You're just too stupid to know it, Nathaniel Rourke. The Acolyte is said to be the Star Wars franchise's first on-screen story from a Sith's perspective. There have been Star Wars books told from the Sith's perspective, such as Darth Bane's trilogy, but never a movie or TV series. Yeah, but here's the thing. They've still been told. So you aren't the first to tell a story from a Sith's perspective. You're just the first to put it on fucking television. And even then, that's not really true, because if you think about the prequel trilogy and the perspective it's told from, most of that story is told from Anakin's perspective. So George Lucas did it before you. But keep trying. A few Star Wars movies and TV shows have come close to telling it from a Sith's perspective, creating some of the saga's most engaging moments. True. For once you got something right. The Star Wars prequel trilogy chronicled Anakin Skywalker's descent to the dark side. Well, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi did the same for Dooku. Okay? You know what? Accurate reporting. Both stories showcased how the path to the dark side begins with good intentions, and how the Sith manipulates others, and half-truths, false blah blah blah. The Acolyte stars Sith working against the Republic. Once again. Canon breaking bullshit. Okay. But Anyway, before I start cursing and swearing at Leslie Headland again, let's move on. So we're going back a bit here. Okay, so let's get out of the acolyte and let's go to what do we want to take a look at, folks? Let's just go with latest. Clone Wars details proves Anakin was one of the best Jedi. We already knew that. I don't need them to tell me why Anakin was one of the best Jedi that ever lived. He's kind of like the Prophet Cassandra for Carson Teva's past and future in The Mandalorian. Okay, that's interesting. But hey, we'd actually never seen a real Jedi at work. Explains the prequel trilogy's lightsaber duels are so energized. They were so energized because you had a really good choreographer, which Disney fucking fired. I don't need to read that article because I already know why those lightsabers battles were so good. And it was the fight choreographer who they fired. Or he quit. I'm not sure which it was, but I think they fired him. Why J.J. Abrams keeps putting R2-D2 in strange places? Because J.J. Abrams is... I'm not going to say what I was thinking of saying. I'll just go with Jar Jar Abrams. Everything we know about Star Wars in 2024. I think I already did a video on that one. Every 2023 Star Wars show ranked from best to worst. We gotta see this crap. Screamer is slow right now. Alright. That's fine. Star Wars franchise released the slate of great television shows in 2023, but how do they compare to one another? Let's see. Number 5, Young Jedi Adventures. Set in the High Republic. Is better for younger viewers of Star Wars. Yeah, it was a cute little cartoon. See, I don't care if the cartoons screw with canon much, okay? Because they're cartoons. They're for kids. There's going to be stuff that skews the canon timeline because you can't, or even the EU timeline, because you can't tell the same stories that you would for adults. You got to kind of dumb them down a bit. Make them kid-friendly and take out, or at least hide the parts that have darker elements. And I get that. And that's why we don't care if you dick around a little bit with the cartoons. Vision Season 2 is an anime storytelling made with some of the best, albeit inconsequential stories of Star Wars. But you know what? That's why they work. Because they are inconsequential and they don't screw with canon, they don't screw with timelines, and they don't screw with other parts of the Star Wars IP. The Mandalorian Season 3. That what they did to that show in the 3rd season was appalling. And no, it's not because they kind of handed most of it over to Bo-Katan. I actually liked Bo-Katan. I actually like the character, and I like the actress who plays her. Honestly, I've been a fan of her since she played Starbuck in BSG. And she's a really amazing individual. So she's got all my respect. no matter playing that role. Especially with some of the backlash she got for it. The storytelling, however, was a steaming pile of dog shit. Um, Fucking Lizzo and Jack Black, Jesus. And by the way, it would have been a much better season if you took the episodes where he took over Boba Fett's show and put them into his own in season 3. At least the first part of the season would have been a tolerable mess. And Ahsoka, number 2. The storytelling in that was fucking atrocious. There were some good episodes, but holy crap, the bad ones were just... oh god. Put it this way, if I had my channel when that show was on, you would have heard me swearing and cursing every damn week. You would have heard me ripping that show to bits in the final episode. Because there was a certain level of bullshit I was willing to accept. Because it's Disney. You have to be willing to accept a certain level of bullshit to watch this nightmare. That is Disney Star Wars. He went over that line, pissed on the line, set it on fire, and then did a running dive 1,000 meters past it in that final episode. That finale was the worst finale of anything Star Wars I have ever seen in my fucking life. And number 1, The Bad Batch. Okay, there were some good episodes and some bad episodes, and as you saw in my last video, if you watched it, I didn't cover it, but the headline was there on the screen, and that was that The Bad Batch, the next season, is probably going to Kashyyyk and watching the Empire destroy it. So that would be interesting. Alright, so there's your top 5 Star Wars shows of the freaking year. And by the way, every one of those shows has the worst viewing numbers in Disney history for Star Wars. Varying levels, but all their numbers are so low that their best shows are actually on par with their worst shows on the entire fucking streaming service, with the exception of the MCU. So, OBE did one thing did one thing George Lucas deliberately chose to avoid. Okay, I don't care about the what ifs and stuff like that right now. Star Wars Theory finally explains. I'll let Star Wars Theory do his own explaining about things. I don't want to step on his toes. But great work, brother. They're doing stuff, but not with me. Adam Driver confirms he is done with Star Wars. Smart move, Adam. And considering what they did to your character that you told us, Adam Driver, when he did an interview, he was talking about how he wasn't supposed to turn back to the light. He was supposed to be a pure villain through the whole damn thing. It was Rian Johnson who dicked with his character, and then J.J. Abrams. And rewrote him to turn back into a good guy, which left them no villain, which made him bring back Palpatine. And give us basically the daughter of funny mustache guy from Germany, or the granddaughter of funny mustache guy, the Star Wars version of funny mustache guy from Germany, as our new hero. I actually saw that video, the Royish Royish Good Looks tribute to Han. Wasn't a bad video. Actually, I kind of liked it. So good on you, Royish Good Looks, for making that. I'm glad it. I'm glad you're getting the recognition for doing it. I love it seeing it when content creators get good headlines. Um, Vader's replacing his Death Troopers with. Vader's finally replacing his Death Troopers with a collection of surprising new soldiers in the Star Wars canon, as seen in the current canonical Darth Vader comic. The Dark Lord of the Sith was betrayed by his carefully chosen Death Troopers, who revealed their true loyalty to Emperor Palpatine himself. As such, Vader is now looking to ensure that the betrayal never happens again. I'm sorry if you hear any crinkling, it's my cat playing with toys. As seen in the new Star Wars Revelations 1, the short story Tool of the Empire by Greg Pak and Salvatore LaRocca reveals that Vader replaces a Death Trooper with far superior agents under his command. As such, it looks as Vader found cyborg warriors of the rebellion, whom he intends to corrupt and turning them into warriors that have no choice but to serve him. Interesting idea. It's Disney. Bad Batch Season 3 may raise the one key to Star Wars villain and their rivals. So anyway, Luke Skywalker accidentally took one Sith Lord to the world between worlds. Yeah, this was actually pretty interesting. For those of you that haven't read some of the books and comics and things along those lines, you may not know this. Luke Skywalker inadvertently took a Sith Lord into the critical Force vergence in the Star Wars canon before Return of the Jedi, in the world between worlds, and in between the events of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Luke was committed to his Jedi training, increasing his strength in the Force to eventually become a Jedi Knight and face his father Darth Vader. As a result, this included a dark encounter with a mysterious rogue Sith Lord from an ancient past. As seen in the canonical Star Wars comics, Luke's training during this period was self-taught, using Jedi texts and a holocron, while helping the rebellion evade the Empire after the Battle of Hoth. To that end, Luke's first experience with the Kyber crystals in the first timeline resulted in the young Jedi being transported to a Force Vergence, offering access to multiple points across time and space. As such, Luke seemingly finds himself in the world between worlds, as seen in both Star Wars Rebels and Ahsoka, if not a very similar Force Nexus. The way I understood it, it was a Force Nexus. It wasn't the world between worlds. It was a vergence in the Force created by a corrupted crystal, Kyber crystal. So, if you've having encountered a Kyber specialist in the world of Christophsis, during his search for the new lightsaber. Okay, I literally told you all this because he took because the Kyber crystal is alive. It had been bled by the Sith Lord, and the reason for the Sith lightsaber's crimson color was the fact that the crystal was bled. It's how you turn a lightsaber crystal red. Now basically Luke needed to purify the crystal, and in the process, Luke's power in the light combined with the artifact, which was steeped in the dark side, and Luke's spirit entered the Force Vergence, which put him directly in front of his father's Force spirit. when Darth Vader himself entered the Force Verges decades prior. However, the young Jedi also met someone else before Luke and Darth Vader faced each other in this version of the World Between Worlds. Um, I'm not gonna go too deep into it. If you want to read the comic, it's actually pretty good. Um, but put bluntly, he met a Sith Lord in there. He had to purify the crystal. Um, it was a good story. So anyway, I'll let you guys read that comic yourself because that's actually a really good book and you should read it. So I don't ten. Okay, I'm sorry, but if you have to put out an article saying how many ways the Mandalorian season 3 succeeded, that means you failed. Rogue One set the best pattern for Star Wars cameos and fan service. Yeah, actually, Rogue One was one of the few good ones. It wasn't great. Don't get me. Don't tell. Don't. I'm not. I'm telling you, it wasn't great. It was, but it wasn't terrible. Um. So anyway, there's a little bit about what's going on in Star Wars right now. Like like this is actually pretty cool. Han Solo's blaster officially sets a $1 million world record for Star Wars memorabilia. And they're trying to justify the fucking sequel trilogy again after 9 years. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I've been seeing this shit all over the place. Like, actually, I'm gonna go over to X and show you something. So, okay, so let's see here. Where is it? Hold on, let's just go here. Okay. This is what the Star Wars timeline on X looks like right now. This second, okay? This is 7:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And a lot of this is people ripping on theory for something out of context. Well, he already explained it, and I'm not going to do it. But they've been just going after him for a clip where they actually took out the context of what he was talking about. I know because I watched it before they did that. And it's all, like 99% of it right now is Rey. Okay, a lot of Happy New Year's and Merry Christmases with Baby Yoda. Or Grogu, sorry. I still call him Baby Yoda. Bunch of promoting Disney bullshit. A bunch of people talking about how they're real fans. And you know what? A lot of them are, truly. We all love Star Wars. It's just, unfortunately, we don't like the same Star Wars, some of us. And for some people feel the need to tear down George Lucas's Star Wars in order to build up their bullshit Star Wars that Disney is creating, that is not bad characters per se, but bad writing of those characters, which makes people not like them anymore. Or at least not like those versions of them. It's like Ahsoka and Sabine. Great fucking characters. We love those characters. What are you doing? Sorry, my cat is playing under my computer desk, kicking the crap out of something. But this is what our fan base is now. Like, okay, I admit I lose my temper on social media talking about the sequel trilogy. I truly do. And it's because I am going to give this conclusion again and again and again and again and again. And that is, the sequel trilogy was literally the death of the Jedi Order. Every single Jedi that was born in the light died in that series. All that is left is a corrupted, evil, literal bloodline that Palpatine used Sith knowledge, ability, and eugenics to actually create. And it culminated in Rey. She is his legacy. He doesn't care if she's a Jedi. You know why? Because all the fucking Jedi are dead. She is his legacy, and she is now the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. People explaining sci-fi science. I know I went on a pretty good rant on that one. But it was about why it didn't work, why it couldn't work, and why it didn't fucking matter that it didn't work. It's a pretty long rant in there that I had. If you want to read it, go ahead. I don't feel like explaining the same shit over and over and over again. Like this guy's talking about Black Series sorry, Black Series figurines. Lucas. Anyway, you guys are getting the hint here. This community is fractured. It's fractured right down. There are more of us that don't give a shit now than there are that do. And that is not a good thing. That is a complete fracturing of the community, and we cannot rebuild Star Wars from the ashes of what Disney leaves. I have no intention of doing that. Just for the plain fact that you can't rebuild what's dead. Disney has been puppeteering a corpse for the better part of a decade now. What is left is a zombified, bastardized version of Star Wars. I will not accept it. I will not put up with it. And I will not shut the fuck up until they fix it, or sell it, or box it, and put it in the archives, never to be pulled out again. Well, anyone that is going to do what they are doing to Star Wars touches it. I would rather not have new Star Wars, than what they are doing. So, you know what, folks? Happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful New Year. I might even put out another video before New Year's. Who knows? But either way, take care of you and yours. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Bang that notification bell. And I will see you next time. May the force be with you and take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.